How you guys doing this evening? All right, so you got some damn energy. That's good. Thanks for coming to the Late Show, guys. We're so happy to be here. We're doing this tour now throughout the country, out on the bus. Who saw the bus outside? The Mike Birbiglia bus. That's right there. We're here, guys. My name's John Mulaney. I'm going to be up here for a little while. And then I'm going to be bringing up another comic to the stage, the very funny Mr. Ed Harrow, guys. Give it up for Ed, everybody. And then after Ed, I'll be bringing to the stage Mr. Mike Birbiglia. So let's hear it from Mike, guys. Ooh, so get some drinks. This is fun. We like going around the country to comedy clubs and bars. Yeah, it's great. The best thing about all these places is they all have these great drink specials, like bucket of beers or ladies drink free. But then sometimes I'll hear about a drink special that sounds borderline dangerous. Like a friend will call me up and be like, man, we gotta go to O'Hallogan's tonight. It is nickel shot night. I'm like, yeah, I'm pretty sure we'll die if we go to O'Hallogan's. Nickel shot night should be illegal. I quit drinking a couple months ago, actually. I had to quit because I was blacking out all the time. And I went and I talked to my doctor about it, and he said that it wasn't that I was drinking too much. It's just that after a couple major blackouts, you can black out easier and easier after that. So I could just have a couple drinks and my brain would be like, okay, I see where this is headed. We're just going to power down now and get restarted sometime tomorrow morning. The worst part, I hate blackouts though because they throw me off so much. Like the morning after I black out, I always feel like I'm this detective trying to solve the mystery of how I got home the night before. It's the case of the empty wallet and the for some reason bleeding knee. And luckily I can get right on the case because I'm still fully clothed from the night before. It was always weird. It was always weird when I'd go out with some money and black out and wake up with no money. But it was weirder when I'd go out with some money and black out and wake up with more money. That meant that I had earned money. That meant that I had traded goods and or services. And blacked out, it's not anything wholesome. It's not like I was temping in a real estate office. I once blacked out and then went on Kmart.com and bought a humidifier. And I had really needed a humidifier. So I was kind of pleased with that one. I was checking stuff off my list. But my friends give me shit now that I don't drink. It's too bad, I'll be out at a bar with them and they'll be like, well, you're not going to have a drink with us? That's so gay. What are you, gay? Like, gay people don't drink. Of course they do. Guys, if gay people didn't drink, there would be no techno music. Who do you think ordered the first Cosmopolitan? Mike Ditka? No! It was a gay man. Probably a very saucy gay man. I'm sure he enjoyed every drop of it. I saw this special on drinking, on adolescent drinking on TV, and they interviewed a woman who started drinking when she was 8 years old. When she was 8. I don't even know what I'd be like drunk at 8 years old. My dad come home from work and be like, so, John, what did you do today? Colored. You did what now? Colored. Coloring? Like with a crayon? Well, what did you color? Well, fucking brontosaurus. Come here. Come down, my little boss man. You don't know me. I got secrets. You know how you and Mom said I'm not allowed to watch Night Court? I watch it. When you're out of the room, I watch it. And I get the jokes. The one lawyer has a lot of sex. I get it. Were you at O'Hallogan's tonight? It was nickel shot night. For a quarter, I got this many. And that's a good deal. I never been drunk in front of my parents. I did once get coked out of my mind, though, and called my parents on the phone. And I talked to them for about 20 minutes, and then I got an email from my mom, and she said, it was really nice to talk to you. You sound like your old self again. So I guess when I was a little kid, I was always yipped up with ideas for action movies. Those are her fondest memories of me. That's not good. I'm trying to be healthier now, though, but on the road, it's hard to eat well. I just eat crap all day. Right now, I have the nutrition of an abandoned toddler. You know, whenever I hear about these kids found in a rundown house with no parents, a newscaster will be like, they were found eating nothing but scattered pretzels and half a packet of Big League Chew. And I'm like, that's what I had for lunch. I'm a confused baby, and someone needs to take care of me. I drink too much soda, too. That's the worst thing. You know, I found out that they used to make Coca-Cola with real cocaine in it. And I'd like to think that there's some guy at Coca-Cola, some old guy from like 1910 still trying to get him to put it back in. He's always in these meetings like, sales are down, huh? Well, I'll tell you what you do. You put that damn blow back in there. People like blow. Gets them real high. You're worried about consumer confidence? Well, cocaine makes you real confident, Junior. Real cocaine and Coca-Cola. As if I needed another reason to want to travel back in time. You mean I could wear one of those derby hats and dance the jitterbug and drink cocaine? Fetch me a DeLorean. I am out of here. But, well, I don't take good care of myself. I'm mad at my body, though, because my body sucks at sports. Not me, I say my body, because my brain totally gets what to do. My brain totally understands how to dribble down a basketball court and make a layup. But then it outsources the job to my weird feminine limbs, and I end up face down on the court with a bloody lip. So the problem isn't up here, it's all down here. I was terrible at basketball. I had to play basketball for 5 years, too, and I was a bench warmer. Are there any other bench warmers here tonight? They don't admit it. They don't admit it, because it's humiliating. It's humiliating to have on breakaway pants and not be able to break them away. And they're just pants. Can you really call them warm-ups if you wear them the whole time? Oh, boy. Oh, boy. All right. What do we got there? Everything okay? Everything all right there? As I said, I quit drinking. You could go my route, too, if you feel like it. But we'll take care of that. Another fellow bench warmer here. A fellow scrub. It was funny, though. They'd always try to throw the bench warmers into the game in the last 30 seconds to be nice to us. I always hated that, though. Because at least when I'm sitting on the bench, guys, there's a chance people will think that I'm injured. When I go in the game, they realize, oh, John's not injured. John sucks. I remember I played basketball for 5 years, and at the end, they had this big ceremony, and the woman in charge of athletics came up, and she said, you know, youth sports programs like basketball are very important because the alternative for kids could be drugs or alcohol. And this was the first time I realized that there was an alternative to basketball. And so I decided to become the best at that. And I worked hard, hence the club soda now. But I was a pretty well-behaved kid. I was a bad student, though. I was especially bad in math class. That was my worst subject. And in the grade school I went to, they decided to divide kids up into 2 different math groups based on ability. And the first group was called the Blue Angels. It was named after the famous aviators. And the other group was called Group 2. We were a swell bunch of kids in Group 2. We were like the kids who on yearbook picture day would wear a pajama top with a tie. It looks like a button-down shirt. The worst, I had a lot of trouble with prime numbers. You remember prime numbers? It was weird the way they introduced those, because you think all numbers are the same, and then they tell you, hey kids, some of these numbers are different. Some of these numbers are prime. And it was like finding out that people you'd known your whole life were gay. You know, at first you hear like, 17 and 19 are prime, and you're like, yeah, 17 and 19, no surprise there. 17 and 19 did the fall play and the spring musical. Not a shocker. But then they're like, well, 2 is prime. You're like, 2? No. Not the old 1, 2? No, 2's all even. You're way off. And they're like, well, have you ever seen 2 divided by anyone other than 1? Like, no. And 1's a fag. And you're like, all right. Your logic checks out, math teacher. I don't know if you should use that word, though, in class. I went to a Catholic school. Anyone else go to a Catholic school here? No? Unfortunately, yeah. But you know what? A lot of people I know stop believing in God afterwards. I still believe in God, and I'll get into arguments with my friends that don't. They'll be like, well, look, if God used to talk to humans in the Bible, why doesn't he talk to humans anymore? And I say for the same reason I don't talk to my friends from camp anymore. They're embarrassing. I'm not sure exactly when God got sick of us as a people, but I think it was right around that time we built that machine you see at arcades, where if you pay $1, it will flatten a penny. And God thought, look, you guys are spending $1 to ruin a penny. You're idiots, and I can't be seen with you anymore. End of covenant. I was thinking about this today. If God's all-knowing, knows everything that's ever happened, he must know all those real insignificant trivia bullshit things. You know, all those TV things that you always look up online. Be like, God, on Perfect Strangers, what was the name of this? Valky. His name was Valky. Are you sure, God? Yes, I'm sure. I'm God. Look it up online if you don't believe me. I guess the internet is rivaling God now, for all knowing. IMDb is pretty damn close to God right now. But it was a pretty good school. I don't know. I grew up in Chicago, where they make the Oprah Winfrey show. She's one to watch. She's going places. She's real powerful, though. She can do whatever she wants, you know? Remember like a couple years ago, Oprah did that story on mad cow disease? And then the entire beef industry came after her and lost? Oprah got sued by meat and won. That's power. That's got to lower meat's credibility in the food pyramid, I'm guessing. Meat goes up to Candy now and it's like, Candy, you're bad for people's teeth. And Candy's like, at least I don't make cows go fucking crazy. That's how Candy talks. All sweet and sassy. Or at least that's how a girl I knew named Candy talked. Kind of like that. It's based on her. It's actually not how Candy talked. That's how a woman I worked with talked for a long time. She sat next to me, and she talked like this the whole time. She talked like this. Oh, John, how you doing? She'd always talk like that. And I remember one time her phone rang, and she goes, hello? Hush! And hung up. And I realized I will never forget that. And even to this day, weeks go by and I forget to pick up my paychecks, but twice a day I remember, hush. It's always going to stay in my mind. That was a little detour, letting you into my life. I'm only here for one night, damn it. You got to get to know me quick, right? There's more to me than just not drinking. But I like Oprah. I like The Apprentice, too. I like that show. And I've noticed on The Apprentice that all the contestants bring down their luggage with them when they're deciding who stays or who goes. You know, if I were on The Apprentice, I think I would carry one of those sticks with a balled-up handkerchief in the back. Because, listen, you're not going to feel all that bad firing some dude if he can already afford, like, a $200 Samsonite suitcase. You're going to feel awful bad firing some guy that travels like a hobo. I wouldn't even talk during those meetings. I would just gum through a can of beans and occasionally remind everyone how cold it is outside. I sure do hope I can stay part of your funny little contest, Mr. Trump. Thank you for having me. You know what I watch the most, though, is Law and Order. I watch Law and Order all the time. Yeah, and it's my favorite show right now, and I realized it was my favorite show when I was in my third consecutive hour of Law and Order. I figured this better be my favorite, otherwise I have a problem. You watch enough Law and Order, though, you notice the same things happen in every episode? Like in the beginning of each episode, when they're interviewing witnesses in the crime, like the people they talk to are always so casual about being questioned by homicide detectives. It's like something that happens to them every day. There's been like a double rape and murder and they're questioning some guy and he's just like, Tony Ramirez? Yeah, I remember him. Used to work here Tuesdays. It's like, dude, people have died. You can't stop unloading crates for a second? I gotta go, I gotta get back to work. It's like, no, the police are here. All bets are off. How often do you talk to homicide detectives? They always let some detail about the case go. They don't even realize it's important. Detectives will be like, well, did he say where he was going? Said something about the knife store. Yeah, knife store. Knife store pertains to the stabbing investigation. I like in the courtroom part, too. In the courtroom part, whenever Sam Waterston, whenever the lawyer, things are going bad, he's got to whip out something crazy at the end of the trial to win, you know? So he'll get up and do something real showy. He'll get like a frying pan and an egg and start cooking it. The other lawyer is always like, Your Honor, this is highly irregular. But the judge is always just like, I'll allow it. But watch yourself, McCoy. You're on notice. My favorite part of Law and Order, though, was Jerry Orbach. You remember that? Jerry Orbach was the best on that show because he always had a funny little one-liner when they found the dead body. They'd find like a teacher lying murdered in an alley, and Orbach would be like, "Huh, looks like school's out." I always wanted to see an episode where he couldn't think of a clever one. And they find a guy dead with a Mars bar in his hand, and he's like, looks like he won't be going to Mars anytime soon. Get it, Mars bar? Yeah, fuck you guys. 9 times out of 10, they're funny. No one messes with Briscoe. I saw on TV this commercial to get your degree online at home, you know? And it said, feel like your life is going nowhere? Stuck in a dead end? Get your degree in computer programming, or accounting, or gun repair. Yeah, gun repair. Because when I feel like my life is going nowhere, there's nothing like a stay-at-home job oiling guns to give me some perspective. I don't know if we want to arm these people who feel like they have nothing left to live for. Let's keep the firearms away from them, especially the ones in need of repair. Those can go off at any time. Get those guns away from them. I live in New York now. It's okay. Thanks for asking. But I live in this building, and we just got these new neighbors, right? And it's an apartment full of goth people. And I have been observing them. And just from watching these guys, I've realized something. Like, I could never be goth, you know? Like, don't get me wrong, I am unhappy. It's just that goth, it takes so much effort to be goth. To be goth nowadays, you have to have on, like, makeup and nail polish and hairspray and Satan stars. I bet you part of the reason goths are so miserable is they wake up every morning and think, oh God, I gotta put all that shit back on. Why did I join the trench coat mafia? Ugh. We've been playing some school, so I was looking through my old yearbook. You know what I realized? I realized in high school, I didn't know anyone's last name. Like, everyone just went by nicknames, you know? My friend would be like, I hooked up with Colleen last week, and I'd be like, oh, hot Colleen, or Colleen fell down the stairs? Colleen fell down the stairs. Oh, she's hot. And those nicknames get so popular that even, like, the girl's best friend has to use them. You know, a girl will be like, do you know my friend Molly? I'd be like, I don't know Molly. Like, you know, bunk bed Molly. Like, yeah, I know bunk beds. I am familiar with bunk bed Molly. This is nice to be in Peoria. This is nice. You guys, and you're laughing at some of my jokes, which is good. But I heard that, isn't there an expression about how nothing works here? Like, you don't like anything? Will it play in Peoria? You ever heard that? Yes, of course you've heard that. You're from Peoria. I mean, it's not just for you. But I saw on a special, they were talking about the making of the movie Jaws. And the director said, you know, we knew it would be good, but would it play in Peoria? Like, what do you guys have a problem with sharks? You can't enjoy a shark eating a lady? That's fun entertainment. I'm sure it plays here. I'm sure you can appreciate that. A lady drowning with a shark eating her legs. That's pretty good. That's just Peoria material. I don't do that everywhere else. It's just for you. Thank you. You are special. But I was actually figuring out what jokes to do tonight, and I typed out the jokes I was going to do, and it was only about 4 pages, but I could make it 5.5 with Courier New 12-point font. That was always a big fuck you to the teacher, wasn't it? Courier New 12-point font. What are you trying to trick the teacher that you wrote it on an old typewriter? I think this student might be from the 1940s. He must know about World War II then. A+. That's not even my favorite font, though. My favorite font is Wingdings. You ever seen that? That smiley face lightning bolt font? What the hell is Wingdings for? When words cannot express how you feel. Try frowny face and skull and crossbones. Hey, I think when I kill myself, and yes, I said when I kill myself, I'll write my suicide note in Wingdings. And then psychiatrists will look it over and be like, he was trying to show how crazy modern life is. And my parents will be like, no, he was just being an asshole. He's an asshole. Hey, my name's John Mulaney. Thanks for listening to me. Thanks for the show going.